Sorry.
What?
Started yawning
We
right
just
now. It's
started.
okay. It's okay. Welcome to Murder Therapy with Doll Talk.
Listen, that's
We'll
what you
keep
guys are
that
in for.
blooper in there. Yeah, we legit keep it raw. No joke, but yeah. So welcome back to Murder Therapy with Doll Talk and Cousin
Welcome.
Ashley.
Yes.
And I'm sure you have seen in the name of this episode, we're doing something a little different.
I'm excited.
Because I'm working on a case that I've wanted to do. It's another one that I've wanted to do for a long time. But it requires, you know how my brain works. So I was like, that's not ready. So I decided that it would be really cool to do like urban myths and legends because everywhere has different ones. Like, I know. I'm super excited.
I'm really excited.
She has no idea which ones I've picked
No,
either.
there's so
And
many.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, and I had to pick something that not a lot of people know of. Some people have probably heard of these things. Some of these I didn't even know, but yeah. But before we even dive into all of that, I did want to touch base on, this is a big, important week. This is the week that TikTok could potentially be banned.
I am heartbroken.
I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I have to say, I really haven't been like one of these creators, as I'm sure you've noticed, Ashley, that I'm not really pushing other platforms. I have it as a backup, as a just in case, but I haven't like freaked out and did videos and been like, oh my God, follow my Instagram and all this. But I really don't think it's going to go anywhere. I could be completely wrong, but I say that because TikTok's attorneys made really good, valid points. Did you listen to the proceedings in Supreme Court this week?
A little bit. I didn't get into the nitty-gritty of it.
Well, I did. I'm very much invested in it.
I was going to say, I use it. I'm going to be heartbroken because my entertainment's taken away. It changes a lot for you. It affects you in a huge way compared to me. So
it does.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you go through and you watch a lot of testimonial videos on TikTok, there's a lot of creators that's just like me. If you would have told me 4 years ago that I would be where I'm at now because of TikTok, all because I got on there acting like a fool, and sharing my weird interests, I would have laughed in your face and said, you're kidding. I genuinely, and I'm very open about this, and Ashley knows this, TikTok paid for mine and Nathan's wedding. TikTok paid for my wedding. I mean, and it's been a huge blessing to me. And it's more than that. I've built a community. I've had so many people message me. I wish that I could hide their names and share the amount. And it's like a tearjerker moment for me that I just really want to put this out there. People have said, I was their saving grace in times that they felt like they wanted to end their life. And that hits you deep, because it's more than a spirituality kind of thing on my page. We dive into mental health. We talk about coping mechanisms. We talk about how to get better, and it's okay to not always be okay. So the fact that little bitty Southern me in this little itty bitty town in Virginia, that, listen, my hometown where my mama's at, we got 1 4-way, and I ain't even kidding. That's it. There's no red lights there. So the fact that I've made that type of impact, it just means a lot to me. So if you have followed me along this journey and you feel like I've made an impact in your life in any way, please know that you've made a bigger impact in mine. And I'm grateful for that opportunity. But I don't think we're going anywhere because I know TikTok's lawyers made a really good argument. And they're like, look, if you're going to ban TikTok, you might as well ban Temu and Shein too.
Oh my God, I literally just said that to Ryan without even hearing that. That's so funny.
But it's honestly, if you want to get to the nitty gritty, and this is where Ryan I wish we could have him right now because he would love this.
Oh God.
If you want to get to the nitty gritty, Zach from Facebook has historically paid the most in lobbyists for the TikTok ban. Why would he do that?
Gee, I wonder.
It's competition.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally have been thinking about Ryan's song. So if you all know, Ryan hates the CEO of TikTok with a fucking. He hates him so much.
Go ahead and plug him.
Yes, he's got a song. Make sure you look it up called Fuck Zuck. So those of you all that are on your Meta rampage of, screw Meta, we're not going that route or whatever, please check out Captain Smoke and Fuck Zuck.
Yes.
But I bet you will get that song played.
Listen, I hope so. It's so funny that you say that because the original song is him featuring Rebel Spaz and Alter Ego. And
yes.
they announced 2 new Tritone label artists, or artists under the Tritone label. They announced at the Toy Drive show, and the way that they announced them is they went up to do Fuck Zuck, and everybody knows that song. We do it every time. It's huge. There's a part in the hook where everybody at the same time in the audience gets to yell "Fuck Zuck," and then they continue on. It's cool. So there's participation. Well, everybody knows it, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, when they think that it's done, one of the new artists comes out and they let him write a verse. They extended the track and let him write a verse to it, and then the other guy came out and he wrote a verse to it, so it got extra extended. So I don't know that it's posted though. I've got videos of it.
You'll have to send it to me.
But I've got videos of it. But on all social media platforms, I'm used to the end of our thing. On all music platforms, you can think of, Fuck Zuck is on there, so definitely check it out. It's Captain Smoke, CaptnSmoke.
He's going to be the trending sound on TikTok this week. I guarantee.
Because we all know that Facebook is hurting compared to TikTok, and I truly believe that he had a huge hand in this being pushed.
Well, Donald Trump has also announced, who I will be very open about. I don't like him. Okay? That's just me. I'm not going to get into who I voted for and who I didn't vote for. Take that as you will. But I'm not a fan. Okay? I could say lots of things about him. Okay? But I do have to. I'm thankful that he wants to save TikTok. And he did bring up, he probably would have lost the election if it wasn't for TikTok. and that's
yeah,
it's true.
I mean, if our shit gets stolen, I mean, at that point, that's our problem. That's not the guy. I just
want to add that our phones are manufactured in China. So if they really wanted to get that, have you seen all the videos that's trending where it's it's like the Titanic songs and stuff, and it's like me saying goodbye to my Chinese spa that we've been hanging out with? I know, it's really morbid, but what I was getting at is Zach Zuckerberg, or whatever the hell his name is, he is Zuckerberg. Now trying to, is it Mark?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, whatever his name. See, that's how much I care about him. I don't even know his name. But he is now trying to get in the graces of Donald Trump, which I find very funny. All of a sudden he's like, "What's up, Donnie?" And I'm like, it's like Mean Girls. They're going to be like, "You can't fit with us." They're shitty people, but we're
on
also
Wednesdays we wear pink.
Say so many other things, but I don't want to offend people or anything. So I'll just keep my thoughts to myself about it. But just know, oh my God, Biggie. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Listen,
know.
He's hyper today.
He really is. I don't know why this always happens. He's never in here. Never. Running around in front of my desk, ever. But yeah, I don't think that TikTok's going to go anywhere. I think we'll be okay. I really do. Because two senators have stood up this week, and they made a point to say there is a lot of people in the United States who have built a business on TikTok. And if we take that, we are going to have an economic crisis, and it's going to ruin our American people. Mm-hmm. And it's it just now took you this long to realize that?
It's more than just an entertainment site. And like you said, people have made small businesses on here. People have literally come out of their shells to do things out of their comfort zone. met people and built a community such as you.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to your community because they're all amazing.
I love my community.
I've met quite a few
They're
of them.
fantastic.
And they're great. A lot of people come on here and they've just created a lifestyle. And they've met friends. It's more than just an app. It's so ridiculous. And honestly, part of me also, not just Mark Zuckerberg, I think that the United States is also pitching a fit. Multiple.
We're such bullies.
Because it's not ours. And we wanted it.
Why can't we just mind our business?
Yeah, we wanted it. They refused to give it to us. And so now this is their big 1-2. There you go. Because let's be honest.
Well, now...
most of people on TikTok, not all, majority are U.S. citizens on TikTok.
Well, yeah.
So it'll hurt it.
It's so stupid. Well, I'm like... out of all crises that we could be focused on.
Listen, we can't have gun control.
Pet peeve.
We can't. We're banning books. We're banning rights, but we're not doing that stuff. But we're banning TikTok.
It bothers you. I give tarot readings.
I said that so wrong.
Okay. It's okay. But before we even dive into the case, I told Nathan that I was going to tell this story.
Story time.
Yes. And I didn't know how to migrate into it. So other than all the snow that we got hit pretty hard. Yes. And so everybody was sharing all these different memes and stuff on social media. And there was one with socks on their hands. You know, like you would go outside with your little socks on your hands. Did you do that?
Oh, yeah.
We did that.
Couple pairs.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, apparently Nathan did. And he's like, we didn't do that with socks. He's like, but, and I'm like, why is there a but with that? Like, did you wear gloves? He's like, oh yeah, we wore gloves. He's like, when me and Matt, his brother, would get bored, they would put like knee-high socks on their arms and light each other on fire.
What?
Yeah. I know he's looking at me. And it took me a minute to and I said, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, yeah, we would run around with our arms on fire with the socks. And I'm like,
listen,
does your mother know this? He's like, no, Mom doesn't know. And I said, and how many times did you light Matt on fire? He's like, well, I never really lit Matt on fire. I was always the one on fire. But that's when we were bored. And I'm like, that's the best that you can come up with? Huh?
It was the 90s.
I was also a child in the 90s, and I didn't like...
bicycles and we set each other on fire.
You would ride bicycles and set each other on fire. Okay, great.
Listen, this is this discussion will continue in person, because Ryan got set on fire, too.
I swear to God, they were brothers in a past life. I'm determined.
He's got a permanent scar, like, right here on his arm.
I can't. Like, but...
it was the 90s.
I know. And now my mom's going to hear this and be like, my son-in-law's an idiot.
Well.
So, but diving into other urban legends and myths. Okay.
Brian and
Not Nathan lighting himself. Yeah. Maybe that was a legend or a myth. I don't know. And he was like, it was fun. I'm like, there's nothing. That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah. I don't agree.
I was like, your mom had no idea? No. I'm like, what? He's like, she just wondered why I went through so many pairs of socks. I was like, that's a valid concern. Why?
I wonder the same thing about Jaden, but it's because he keeps leaving them at people's houses, not catching people.
No, that's not it. That's what he's telling you. He's really lighting.
That's not really what's happening.
What did you do when you were kids? I need to know. Drop it in the comments.
Yes, please. Because we know we've got more millennials in here, and we've got Gen X in here. I need to know. Because we didn't have the technology back then. We did have to entertain ourselves. But
yeah, but hide and seek, playing outside.
Outside. Yeah, tag, roller skating. We played hockey in our little cul-de-sac. We ran amok.
We would ride bikes literally
up and
down
Foursquare. Who remembers Foursquare?
I remember Foursquare. Yeah. Did you ever light yourself on fire when you was doing it?
Never. The ball was on fire, though.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
All right. Sorry, I'm still sick, guys.
So you're good. So we are covering like urban legends, myths. Okay.
Let's go.
Ashley has no idea. I have 4 different ones. Okay, we're going to do 4 different ones because I figured this would be more like an open discussion because they don't really go like super in depth or anything. But our first one is known as the Black Ambulance. Of course, my little inner healthcare worker was like, oh, what do we have here? Yeah. So this is like during the 1980s, and we're going to Romania. Okay, this is a legend over there. Supposedly, the Black Ambulance was described as an unmarked vehicle with tinted windows. It was often seen driving around residential areas or near hospitals. It was believed to be operated by a secret organization involved in organ trafficking. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Like body organs, and they traffic them.
Yes.
Like I've never heard that term. Or like,
well,
you sell it on the black market. It's always been the term, not. And then.
Well, this was in the 80s.
Trafficking. Oh my god.
This was in the 80s. So how did you know that we know that the dark web exists, right? So we know that's a thing.
Oh, they got I guess travel things back and forth.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, but this was like supposedly like in the 1980s or whatever. So the ambulance is said to basically target unsuspecting individuals, no matter what their age. I read somewhere that it was children, and then I read somewhere that it's just like, yeah, whatever. I know. Yeah, you didn't know I was going to go this dark.
No, what the fuck? Like, this thing drove around and just, like, targeted people, cut them open, took their organs, and dipped out?
Well, no, they would abduct them and have them in there, and then I don't know where they took them, but they would, like, take your organs, and they'd be like, well, they look like a prime candidate for a good, liver. I don't know. They just...
Their kidney looks juicy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
So, but the sad part is, like, a big portion of their, like, targets were homeless people, because, and we know in the true crime realm, that's really common for homeless people and sex workers to be killed because they think that people don't care about those individuals and they're less likely to be traced back to that person.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So reports of encounters with the Black Ambulance varied, but common elements included witnessing people being forcibly taken inside the vehicle, seeing that the ambulance was parked in like secluded areas, so I'm assuming like back streets and alleys and just areas that vehicles wouldn't normally be in. They would hear like screams and cries from help coming inside the vehicle. I don't know why nobody went and approached this to figure out what was going on. But
I'm saying that's why there was like some silence just a second ago. I'm like, okay, they're sitting where cars won't normally sit. That doesn't draw attention.
Well, we're also in Romania.
Okay, fair.
So, yeah, in the 80s. Now, this legend kind of spread rapidly a lot through the media. And of course, people word of mouth. So things, as we know, you could say Sally cut her hair to Sally shaved her head to Sally's got cancer. We know that's how things like kind of progress and get worse. So obviously, the fear of being targeted by the Black Ambulance led to heightened, fears in the area. People were taking precautions, because they don't want to be abducted. And
oh my God,
I don't know if they were finding remains. I didn't read that anywhere, right? So people were very cautious about venturing out, especially like at later times. Now, despite the widespread belief of this, there's no concrete evidence to support these rumors. It's also believed that media could have taken like a toll as far as like communism. I'm not calling Romania communist, but during like elections and all this as a fear factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a lot of political tension during the 80s in that area. It's believed that maybe that was kind of a scare tactic for elections. I don't know.
Very well could be. The panic that probably set in, that probably kept a lot of people on edge.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
What's that? Because there's oh my god, what was it? There was a serial killer, and it was like one of the very first serial killers where there was a rhyme, a nursery rhyme written about it. Was it Baker's Man? Or no, Drury Lane. What is that who? The Muffin Man. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. And it was, they were
Is it the black ambulance?
Maybe he drove it.
It's the Muffin Man.
It's the Muffin Man, and he lives on Drury Lane, you guys. But that song was written about a serial killer, and they would sing it to warn kids to stay away from the Muffin Man. That's what they called him, because he lived on Drury Lane. Like, it was written about him, and it was one of the first serial killers. Fun fact. So yeah, maybe he did drive the black ambulance.
I did not know that. I'm mind blown. If I would have known that, that would have made its way in my four selections.
Look it up. I get into weird things like that. I love, because I don't know what sent me down that rabbit hole. I had learned about also a plague, but I can't tell you when it was, where people would get this disease and they would literally just go out into the street and dance till they died.
What?
Swear.
I have to look.
I don't know why. This is why I'm so excited about this episode. But anyway, that just two little fun drops.
So many questions. Like, we're getting completely sidetracked, and now I already have like a slew of questions.
We'll circle back around.
Okay, good. All right. So there's theories that suggest that maybe this legend stemmed from other countries taking pieces of other legends and kind of making this one. There were stories of mysterious vehicles involved in illegal activities being reported in different parts of the world. So they believe that, all these things kind of stem together in a sense. So, and maybe that's how this came up. But some people say that unmarked black ambulances are the real ones, whereas marked black ambulances are the fake ambulances. And I think they still talk about this. Like, they say if it's marked, then it's fake, but if it's not marked, it's real. The look on your face right now.
Well, no, I don't know why, but you just cut out like really bad. Right at they couldn't tell which ones were real or fake, but now you're fine.
Weird. I said that confused me for a minute too, but yeah. So they believe maybe if it's marked, it's a fake ambulance, and if it's not marked, it's a real ambulance. I don't know. Like,
weird. Either way, I would be so scared to go into an ambulance.
Yeah. So in Romania, don't call for an ambulance to get you. And if it's black in Romania, stay away.
just die, okay? Because you're going to anyway. I mean,
just die. Yeah, you're going to anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next one we have, we're going on to round 2.
Round 2, ding, ding,
This
ding.
one, so I remember my mom telling me this legend, which she didn't tell me all of it when I was a kid. And so, Mom, I just want you to know, when you told me this, it scared the shit out of me. And I when any time. The Wampus Cat.
What a name. The Wampus
Do you
Cat.
not know? Have you never heard of this?
No. What the fuck? The Wampus.
Yes, the Wampus Cat. So, this is more like an Appalachia.
Oh,
like
no wonder
region.
you heard about it. It's how how they scared you guys to behave.
Probably. Like, I remember my mom telling me, like, giving me this description of what this is. And in my mind, I was like, this is petrifying. Why are you telling me this? I'm 6. Like,
Holy crap.
I still believe in the tooth fairy. Like,
Oh my god.
why are you doing this to me? Yes. All right. So apparently this is described as, like a hybrid mountain lion woman thing. The look on your face, yes.
Okay.
Believers say that the Wampus cat roams in the wilderness. It makes eerie sounds and it strikes terror into the hearts of those that cross its path. Tell me if you wasn't 6 and you heard that, you would be...
Dude, I would have been terrified.
I don't think that Mom described it like that. I'm pretty certain Mom said that this was like an Indian legend, and that supposedly it was a man and a cat that walked on its 2 legs, but it still fucking scared me to death.
What the fuck? I can't.
Yes,
Okay. It would scare the shit out of me if I were you, because obviously you are surrounded by. You're in the Appalachian Mountains.
There was woods all around us.
She's like dead in the mountains. So, and you drive through them to go city to city to her. So, but here's my thing. Let's be real. The Appalachian Mountains are, I think, like the pit of myth and legends. There's so many
Probably.
Probably that's all you hear about is how scary they are. Like what you got, what now? These mimics are huge, where people are saying they're real.
And skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers. Bigfoot lives everywhere, but also in the Appalachian Mountains. And then now the Wampus cat, and there's...
The Wampus cat's been around for a while. I just want to throw that out there.
I feel like there's so many myths and legends to the mountains.
I believe in the Wampus cat because my mom told me that the Wampus cat.
And if Aunt Kimberly says it's true, it's true.
Well, she never specified if it was true. She just said it was a legend, but if my mom told me, then the shit's going down. Like, okay.
If my mama told me, it's real.
It's like Bobby Boucher. My mama said.
my mama says.
My mama says. Okay. All right. So, again, remember I said, like, the Indian folklore. And, you know, in the Cherokees, all those, they were really big into those, like, stories and stuff. So, Cherokee folklore gives a couple perspectives on the Wampus cat. One legend tells of a running deer, a Cherokee woman who wanted to take down the evil spirit, Iwa, I believe, I'm probably not saying that correctly, known as the Spirit of Madness. Now, Running Deer wanted revenge, for she believed the spirit was responsible for driving her husband, Standing Bear, to madness. So she's like seeking revenge or whatever.
Oh my God.
She had a mask and the spirit of a mountain cat, and she surprised and defeated the spirit, becoming the tribe's spirit talker and home protector. Some believe that Running Deer's spirit resides within the Wampus cat, is referred to as different things throughout the Appalachia. From Galley Wampus to Whistling Wampus. It's rumored to appear at twilight or dawn. Okay.
Ooh.
And yes, it's a mythical beast and is often portrayed as the cat-like embodiment of a cursed woman who was punished for her disobedience or involvement in witchcraft.
Scandalous. I love it.
Now, there's other interpretations that suggest that the concept of the Wampus cat was influenced by European mythology, specifically the idea of witches or women with shape-shifting abilities, which we also refer to as skinwalkers. Now, I don't know what my husband said to me. He mouthed something to me. But anywho. The Wampus cat has reportedly... it was roaming the big ridge in the vicinity of Gesming. And this newspaper went on to say that the sightings and rumors of the Wampus Cat have persisted for generations, further fueling the intrigue and tall tales surrounding the beast. This was December 17th, 1918, when that was reported. So this has been around for like quite some time.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah, supposedly. And supposedly it has like glowing eyes and all these crazy things. Now, years later, the creature made headlines again when it was blamed for a string of livestock deaths. I don't know that I would necessarily blame that because coyotes are pretty heavy in this area, but whatever. Newspapers reported that the elusive monster had consumed dogs, pigs, and other animals in the Norfolk area. That's like Northern Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah. They speculated that the Wampus cat might belong to a species long believed to be extinct. So then they're saying that maybe this is like a completely different species and not like human-like at all. While the papers of yore published a few reports of the Wampus cat killing livestock, there's still no tangible proof that this thing even exists. Okay. Now,
what's their proof in, like, what is their justification in blaming livestock deaths on this? Like, they couldn't find teeth marks from coyote? Like,
well, maybe. I don't know. I would be very curious to find the newspaper article to read it to see what exactly
well, I guess back
on.
then, well, no, there was still pretty decent common sense that if you had livestock, you obviously were some sort of farmer or at least knowledgeable on it, so you would know what to look for. Weird.
Well,
I don't know.
Eyewitnesses that had claimed to see this. There's people that claimed that they saw the Wampus cat. They described it as a large and fearsome creature with a bobcat's face, often portrayed as a cross between a cat and a human with sharp claws and fangs. Its most distinctive feature is its glowing yellow eyes that supposedly pierce, not piss.
Well, it looks like piss.
Pierce through the darkness of the night as it roams the Appalachian Mountains.
Dude, could you imagine having a run-in with something like that?
This was one of my childhood nightmares. I remember I would think about it. Like, especially because I don't know if you've ever heard a bobcat scream. I mean, that's something. So when we would hear that in this area, I'm like, oh my God, it's the Wampus cat.
She was on her best behavior. No, we literally here in Ohio, I just had a newspaper article like toward the beginning of 2024 or middle where Ohio had their first bobcat sighting in forever. It like many years. We didn't have bobcats. And we do now.
You know, so our Aunt Nancy, Papa's sister, I don't know if you remember this. I swear maybe you guys wasn't visiting then. I remember one time you were visiting when the dogs jumped up and bit Sage's face. But that wasn't that visit. I think you guys were visiting. Do you remember the mountain lions? Have you ever heard that story? Like, we had been playing outside for hours, and we ended up having to come inside because there was a mountain lion, like, outside on Nancy's porch. Now, our Aunt Nancy lived in a very, like, secluded area, and her house was immaculate, but she called the game warden, and they're like, ma'am, there's not mountain lions around here. And she's like, I beg to differ. I'm looking at it right now. And she was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to shoot it. And they were like, you can't shoot that because it's an endangered species and you could be like fined or whatever. And she's like, how can I get fined for something that's not around here? Make that make sense.
Just call me a liar and let me be.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't think we were there. I don't remember that. I mean, maybe we could ask Tammy, but I don't remember.
I remember us being there a few times. Maybe it wasn't that visit, but
when we visited, I remember I was always with you, and we spent a lot of time at Aunt Nancy's house. So I don't remember that though.
Yeah, her house was so cool. Do you remember the closet thing that she had that we could go in? Do you remember that? It was like a secret room.
It was magical. I felt like I was in freaking Hogwarts. It was
I
ridiculous.
know.
They
We
had
were-
a
what is it?
bedroom, and it was a huge room, and there's a
Yes.
little square that you crawl through in the wall, and it was this huge secret room. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And we used
And
to
we
play
would
in there.
play in there for hours. Like
Me, her, Heidi, Emily, and Tammy. Oh, it was a blast.
Mhm.
I love it.
Sage would try to come in and we'd be like, get out.
Cousin, love you guys. Love your family.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Anywho, apparently, this creature has lots of abilities. Okay.
The Wampus cat.
It can. Yes, the
It has
Wampus cat
magic.
has magical powers. Yes, it can become invisible, which makes it more challenging to track and capture it. Duh. It can also make its eyes glow. Like it's pretty
It can fight
pretty
crime.
powerful. It can.
Yeah.
It can.
You're gonna
It's
see
got
it
a
in the next
blazing S
Marvel
on its
movie.
chest.
Yeah.
Does. No, it's a blazing W for Wampus.
Wampus. I wish
Yeah.
somebody would. Somebody should make a. We should make a movie about the Wampus. It could be the next horror movie.
There is probably some really
sure
shitty
there is.
independent film out there about it because, yeah, but I remember that. All right.
It looks
so our
like the
next
Blair
one.
Witch Project.
We're coming to Virginia.
Yay!
Yes, we're coming to Virginia. Not quite my area, but don't worry. Ohio's next.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So, the Bunny Man. Have you heard it?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Listen.
She's like, this is.
The
she's
reason
like,
why I
this isn't
giggled.
what I expected.
No, it's not. The reason why I giggled is because I used to watch Girls Next Door, which was that show about Hugh Hefner's girlfriends. And when, who were they? They were eating dinner with a famous designer in Las Vegas, and he was like, and he was Italian. He was like, "Oh, you are the Bunny Man." So it makes me laugh.
Yes. Well, this Bunny Man, okay.
Roberto Cavalli. I
This
think
is
it was.
this is like a chilling urban legend that started in Fairfax, Virginia, which is also Northern Virginia. This was in the 1970s. Now, the story centers around a figure often described as a man dressed in a tattered bunny costume.
Ooh.
I know. Who is said to haunt a remote area near the Colchester Overpass.
So he's
So I
a
guess
ghost.
like a bridge or something. Yes. Now infamously known as Bunny Man Bridge. Okay. People, of course, are very skeptical about whether or not this legend is true or false. And when you hear this, I'm sure you'll be like, I can't imagine why. According to the stories, the Bunny Man is an escaped mental patient who, after his
Hold on. Go back to after his transport. I tell you, my internet's been in and out. I'm wondering if we're getting ice.
You're okay. So, after his transport vehicle crashed on the way to the asylum, he took refuge in the woods and he began killing rabbits for food.
What? Okay.
Yes. Now, he would hang their carcasses from trees. As the legend grew in popularity, people added more details as they do. In some versions, the Bunny Man is said to have murdered fellow escapees, hanging their bodies from the overpass as well. Assuming he may be dead by now, his spirit or possibly a successor.
What does that mean?
That, like, so I guess that he's like, I pass this torch to you to hang carcasses and people from this overpass.
Okay.
I don't know.
I know what it means, but it makes it what?
Like, what does it mean?
A
That's
successor?
what it means. Yes, a successor is believed. It could be his ghost, one or the other. Okay, is believed to still stalk the area, armed with an axe, and attacking those who come too close to the bridge, particularly around Halloween.
Convenient.
I know. Okay. So now, of course, this legend is based loosely on few reported sightings. There is no officially documented evidence of the Bunny Man's existence. However, the story persists, drawing curious thrill seekers to the bridge each Halloween.
I could dig that. Those stories are fun, especially around Halloween when you can go and do that stuff.
I know, but here's my thing. The fact that people believe, okay, and you're free to believe in whatever you want, okay? I would go more with maybe his ghost wearing this bunny costume versus the fact that it makes me think of that Michael Myers movie, the last one, where the kid's like going to be his like successor, but he ends up getting killed. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm like, this is so ridiculous. Like, at this point, it's just getting really stupid.
Yeah.
There's a point that we need to, that's what it makes me think of, is like, when you keep like reviving Michael Myers like over and over and over, and it's like, at some point this man's got to die. Like, he probably should have died of old age a long time ago.
Well,
I'm just throwing that out there.
You are right, because unlike like Jason came back from the dead, like he's not living. So that makes sense that he's kind of immortal. But Michael Myers, he was a person, a normal human that was just fucked up and put in an insane asylum, and he can't die?
Right.
Come on. Yeah. But it's fun. But yeah, don't give it a successor to keep the myth. Or, I mean, he's already a ghost. Why does he need a successor?
Right. I know. So, yeah.
And he ate rabbits,
are you ready?
But dressed up like one.
That's what they say.
Oh, you are what you eat. Okay.
Remember, he was supposed to be a psych patient. I'm not saying all psych patients are violent. I just want to throw that out there. They're more afraid of us than we should be of them. Like, and my mental health workers coming out. I'm like, yes. Okay. Are you ready for Ohio?
Oh, give it to me. I wonder if I'll know it.
All right. Egypt Road, Crybaby Bridge. Do you know this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. Listen,
you know this. Okay.
I was obsessed with the Haunted Ohio books, and they're the coolest things ever.
How far away is this from you?
I don't truthfully know, but like I'm telling you, it's true. It is true. I swear to God.
Which part? Because there's a shit ton of different things.
Where like when you I don't want to ruin what you're gonna say. Go forward and I'll point it out.
So the original, what started this all, supposedly, okay, of course, if you look up these things, there's all kinds of different, stories and stuff, but that's what makes myths what they are, okay? The original version has a young couple taking their baby to the bridge for a picnic, to which the bridge was already closed at this point. And while they were there, the couple found themselves distracted by something, not paying attention, and the baby nevertheless, so trigger warning, okay, because this kind of has infant death, but the baby crawled off the bridge and, of course, ended up drowning, right? So the couple was alerted to a problem when they heard their baby crying, rushing to the bridge. They found that the baby had fallen into the water and was drowning. They were unable to reach the baby at the time, so this baby ultimately died. Mm-hmm. This version also states that after seeing both his baby, I'm sorry, let me backtrack. That the wife also drowned. I forgot to mention that. Trying to save the child.
Yeah.
Okay. This version also states that after seeing both his baby and wife dead, the husband runs to
Can you hear me?
You there?
Yeah. Don't disconnect. Just
Okay.
let it fix it. I don't know what it's doing, but I'm marking down the times so we can cut them.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So, what you said just before then, you said he jumped in to save his wife?
So he attempted to save his wife, and he was not able to do this whole mess that he's basically run into the woods and he was never seen again. He just went MIA. Yeah. I don't know if that's what you have heard about what happened there, or I don't know. But there's more. So it said if you go to the bridge even in the daytime, you can hear the ghostly cries of a baby coming from underneath the bridge. Now, ghost stories have been swirling around the bridge off Egypt Road for decades, but to be fair, it wasn't originally known as Crybaby Bridge. Indeed, the earliest stories collected have mentioned a satanic cult. Have you heard that?
I have not heard this. I heard the OG story, and then what's weird is there's multiple bridges we consider Crybaby Bridge. And there's one, that one was the one I heard about, but there's one that's closer to here where a bus full of kids got into an accident and they passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly when you drive over
At that bridge?
I don't know if it's that exact bridge. I'm going to research it because I never knew if it was the same bridge. But supposedly when you go over this bridge, your car will stall out and and you could almost feel little hands trying to push you to safety. It's bizarre. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, there's also a legend saying in the 1970s that an elderly woman was placed inside a cage under the bridge and set on fire.
Never heard that.
Yeah, I know. It's
holy fuck.
Yeah, yeah, police apparently wrote up the incident and staked out the area for weeks, but the case remains unsolved. So you'll have to look that up because apparently police investigated something very similar. October of 2010, the burned body of a 60-year-old woman was found inside a van parked right in front of Crybaby Bridge.
What the hell?
Do you remember seeing anything about it? Yeah.
They basically only told the main story.
Well, this was like in 2010. I'll have to look it up. But apparently no one has ever been linked to that homicide.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So something wonky is at that bridge.
So that's tied to that. Yeah, something very wonky. There's been stories about numerous murder-suicides happening there. And it's, yeah, to my understanding, the bridge is closed. They've closed it, like people can't go across it. I don't know how true that is.
Does it say what city it's in? I can't remember. It's been a long time since
No, it just, they say Egypt Road.
Hold on. I'm going to look
But I don't think that they even call it that anymore.
Crybaby Bridge in Ohio. Egypt Road near Salem. A rusted bridge. Yeah, because if you see there's multiple. It's saying there's like Palmer Road in Mercer County, Wisner Road. It's weird. It's weird that there's multiple to me, but
well, there's Crybaby bridges are a big thing. Apparently, if you look that up, you'll learn that several states have what they refer to as like a Crybaby bridge.
The fact that they're almost all in Ohio is crazy. Salem is 3 hours and 35 minutes from me. And that's where Egypt Road is.
We will have to go visit it. Of course, I'm like, let's go. God.
That's a long drive for a visit to a bridge. The prison was worth it.
Well, the bridge will be too.
Oh, Lord. Can we ghost hunt it?
Of course. Oh, absolutely.
Here for it.
They need interaction. Yeah, yes.
I'm here for it.
Yes. But that's our myths and legends.
I love it.
Okay?
I feel like we could do these every so often.
I think so too. I like a good legend.
Me too. This is fun.
So you want to hear what sparked this interest? Like what made this click? I turned Mulan on the other day, and a lot of people don't know that Mulan is based off of a Chinese legend. They don't know if
No.
Mulan was real or not, but supposedly there was a woman who did go to war and disguised herself as a man to protect her dad. And they discovered it. Of course, she doesn't get her happy fairy tale. They killed her, okay? But there's no proof that Mulan was a real person.
Wow. That's
and I
cool.
was like, yeah. So you guys will have to dive into that, but yeah.
If you got any...
Yeah, that's our stories.
I mean, maybe so often we can just, change up this filter and just keep doing them maybe every so often. So if you guys have heard one that you want to let us touch base on, drop it in the comments too.
Yeah.
Or if you have any near you, hometown or around your hometown, let us know and we'll look into it.
Yeah. And I also need you guys to drop in the comments what you did as small children and for entertainment purposes, because
it can't
All
all
right,
be catching people on fire.
Do you have questions for the girls?
Yeah.
I love it. She goes, yeah.
It won't be a lot,
I gotta
but
get this. Yeah, it's hard to ask questions with these because some of them, I gotta find my spirit box. Where's it at? There it is. Okay.
Let them speak.
I'm super excited. We have to ask about the Wampus Cat because
100%.
Yeah, that's the first one. I don't care what you want to do. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, girls. Yes.
Yes.
Hey, is the Wampus Cat real?
Yes.
I heard no.
I
heard no. Did you hear yes? It's okay. We're gonna ask again. Is the Wampus Cat real? I heard it's not.
Why are you guys whispering? Come on.
I know. I think they said no. Fearless. So no Wampus Cat. But is it a true, Indian legend? Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's just an Indian story.
Yes, it's just an Indian story.
All
but
right.
there's no cat out there with glowing eyes. I think they really want me to believe in it because they think it's funny, and I don't think it's funny at all.
Your mom must have had a talk with them.
Yeah, Mom had a talk with us. Okay. All right, what do you want to ask, Ash?
The black ambulance, did it exist?
Oh, yeah, is the black ambulance real? Sounded like yes.
It did. I heard
Was there organ trafficking going on in Romania?
No. Oh, did they?
What color is the ambulance? I can't make any of that out.
Either. Did the ambulance pick up random people, or did they target people?
Did the ambulance pick up random people, or did they target people? What's that say? Like this? Was it random people? It was.
I heard it was.
Yeah. So just anybody.
Okay. Let's see. Do people truthfully think they saw the Wampus Cat?
Yeah, do people really believe they saw the Wampus Cat? Yeah.
Yep, that was so quick.
That was really
anybody,
weird.
they just see any animal out there and they're like, it's the Wampus Cat. Let's see. Crybaby Bridge.
Yes, Crybaby Bridge.
Oh, that was a lot.
Alright.
Did a infant really pass away at that bridge in the water?
Yeah, did an infant really drown at that bridge? Yes.
What's so funny is before I was even done with the question, I heard a yes. I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah.
And then, did the mother pass away saving it or trying to save it?
Yeah, did the mother pass away trying to save her child? Yeah.
Yep. Can you still to this day hear the baby crying?
Yeah, can you really hear the child cry? Yep.
Wow. We'll have to check it out.
Have there been murder-suicides there?
I heard no.
I heard no, too. What about a satanic cult? I heard something about sheep, but yeah.
I believe it. If there's something that releases that there's energy there, I guarantee you a cult showed up there, or just a little circle
I'm
of
sure.
people where there was a seance.
Yeah. All right.
What was the one?
The bunny man.
The bunny man.
Yes, the bunny man.
Was he ever a real person?
Yeah, was the bunny man a real person? Yes. What? Are you sure? Like, I need to...
He's no longer a myth.
Was he wearing a bunny suit? No.
No,
Thank God. Okay, because I was about to go, that's way far-fetched.
Oh my God.
Well, does his spirit still roam there? No.
Oh. Interesting.
Did he really kill rabbits? They refuse to
Nothing.
answer that question. They're like,
They don't like animal cruelty.
They do not.
They're pro PETA. I think that's all I got.
Was he really a mentally ill person? I heard no.
Oh, he was just crazy.
So maybe there was a crash that happened there, and they just took it and kind of turned it. You know what I mean? Which people do. So.
Yeah, was the legend just an over dramatized story of the crash?
Yeah, was the legend just an over dramatized story of the crash?
Yes, I heard. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Bunny Man.
All right. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks, ladies.
I'm pretty certain they just called us a douche. But anyhow.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Well,
I love the paranormal.
Or maybe the Bunny Man was a douche.
He probably was. But I feel like they meant that more towards us. But
It's fine. I'll take it.
It's fine. I know, I love them. They're my best
It's a compliment
friends.
coming from a spirit.
Yes, absolutely. They're like, they're such douchebags.
It is what it is.
What do they need to do?
You need to like, follow, and subscribe. We are on most social media platforms. If you like to listen, find us on Spotify. If you like to watch and listen, find us on YouTube.
All right.
We'll
Bye,
see you next
everybody.
week. Bye.